Hi everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time viewing with us, my name is Casey and this is my daughter Abigail. Her bow's crooked. And today's video is going to be more on the public service announcement side. Something pretty scary happened to us yesterday while I was grocery shopping. Usually when I go grocery shopping with her, people come up to us and they try to touch her and they get in her face, and that really bugs me because not only was she a preemie, so her immune system is not as developed as other 5 months old will be, it is also flu and RSV season. So I don't want anybody that I don't know getting in her face, getting her sick. I don't know what kind of diseases people have. And a lot of people have an issue when I tell them, no, please back away from my child, or no, don't touch her. And I've been called some pretty colorful things for that. I'm sorry, she's my child. You do not need to touch someone else's child without permission. Just because they are a baby doesn't mean that you can touch them without permission because they can't speak for themselves. So now on to what happened yesterday. We're walking through the store. I had put Abby inside of the seated part with a little cover on it for the first time. And she was loving it. She was loving looking around, and she was kind of waving at people as much as a 5-month-old can wave at people. And people were coming up more so than normal and getting in her face trying to touch her. So I grabbed what I had already gotten in the cart and I was like, we're just leaving. We'll come back later. Usually if I go with my husband, no one bothers us. So I'm just going to go back when my husband's up. So we go and we check out. And I decide that I want some coffee, that it's been a long morning and I could use some caffeine, and I don't want to waste a whole pot of coffee on just myself because my husband was asleep. So I go, and there's McDonald's inside of the Walmart we were shopping at, and I'm ordering my coffee, and I get this really weird feeling and some like chills down my back. And it's like, this is really weird. So I turn around because I got incredibly anxious, and I looked at my daughter. This woman came up and was unbuckling my daughter from the cart. And I looked at her and I'm like, well, what are you doing? And she said, oh, I just want to hold her. And I was like, no, you don't need to hold her. We're about to go. And she said, no, I'm going to hold her. I said, no, we are leaving. It's nap time. I use the nap time excuse a lot to get people to leave us alone. And she would not stop. So the cashier, she was making my coffee while I was arguing with this woman on not to touch my daughter. I was kind of stuck between the counter and this lady. I couldn't really get the cart out because of the way it was positioned very easily. She had a hold on my daughter's arm, and I didn't want to yank the cart out and possibly hurt her. So I was trying to be as civil as I could. Hi, baby girl. And kind of handle this without any violence or anything. So I didn't know if she was going to hurt my daughter or try and hurt me or follow us to our car. And I've seen this woman before walking around Walmart with never buying anything, just kind of wanders around and kind of follows people. So I don't know if she's just crazy or if, it's more likely that she is scouting out moms who are just with their kids alone to take their kids from them while they're not looking. Because when you grocery shop, if you've ever been grocery shopping, which I'm sure you have, you can get distracted very easily. A lot of times there's not a opening by the item that you need to get, so you've got to leave your cart across the aisle, which is only a few feet, but walking with your back turned to your child, bending down, picking up whatever it is you need, and then walking back, someone can snatch your child, especially if they're inside of those restraints. So when the lady finally handed my coffee, and this cashier did nothing to help me. She just stood there and watched all of this happen and didn't do anything. So she handed me my coffee, and the lady let go of my daughter, and I said, okay, it's time, we need to go, it's nap time, I've got to get her home to let her take a nap. And she's like, no, please just let me hold her. And I said, no, it's nap time. Well, she got mad, and she put her hand on my daughter's face and pushed her and kind of scratched down, which is where she got this scratch here from. This woman pushed her so hard, she tipped in the shopping cart, taking most of the cover that was over that shopping cart off of one side of the cart. That's how hard she pushed my 5-month-old. And she scratched her, and this thing bled all day yesterday. And I can't put a Band-Aid on it because, you know, she's a baby and they've got that delicate skin. And cleaning it was horrible. I felt like such a monster. She was crying and screaming while I was doing it. I felt so bad for her. But I know if I had not turned around, this woman would have taken my daughter and she would have gone to one of the 3 airports nearby and I never would have seen her again. So if you go grocery shopping with your little ones, keep a very, very close eye and hand on them. If you can, I recommend baby wearing, which is what I will be doing from now on if my husband isn't with me to go grocery shopping or to go out in general, because this happens more often than we realize it happens. And it is so sad that people will just take other people's children. And it breaks my heart, especially for those families who have had this happen to them and the outcome wasn't as good as this one was. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do. I am going to go speak with the manager at that store and see exactly what they'll do if they're willing to call the police and file a report. Unfortunately, I won't be allowed to see the footage because of the way they have their policy set up here. The only people who will see the footage are the employees from Walmart and then the police officers who are working the report. So not much is going to get done about this woman, and since she really didn't actually take my daughter, there's probably nothing that'll get done. And it's sad because she'll probably try this again. But I am going to go speak to them and let them know that this is happening in their store and that they may want to look into getting some security or putting more employees over by the exits to make sure that no one walks off with anybody's kids. So yeah, that was our pretty scary event that happened yesterday. Poor little girl didn't want to sleep for most of the day because it's okay. She was kind of traumatized, as was I. I didn't fall asleep until 2 o'clock in the morning. Every little noise that I heard, I got up and I checked on her to make sure no one had taken her. Yeah. So yeah, so definitely keep an eye out, stay alert, learn self-defense, conceal carry, keep a knife on you, do whatever you have to do to keep you and your family safe. Definitely I do recommend learning self-defense. I think everybody needs to know self-defense, even just some basic ones, just in case anyone's ever in a situation where they need it. It's always good to know. She's always not happy. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I know this wasn't as lighthearted as most of my videos are, but I felt like this was something that needed to be shared because of how often it does happen. So yeah, follow us on Instagram. I will post a link in the description of the video below. And subscribe. And we will see you next time.